handles. Exactly at 4:31 Lokesh, I think we should go live. Okay, I think we are live on Facebook. I will quickly cross check once again. Okay, so we are streaming live right now. I have a go ahead from Lokesh that the session is now live. Uh, so, good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to each one of you who's joined us in the session today. Viewers, today's session is about two flagship technologies from Ceasefire in the segment of modular fire suppression. Uh, these are two of these technologies in the suppression category, namely Ceasefire Mini, which is world's smallest fire suppression module and the most versatile of its kind. And number two, we have Ceasefire Launcher, an extinguisher that also works on autopilot, the only extinguisher in the world which also doubles up as a modular suppression system. Uh, Viewers, at Ceasefire today, we are a global fire safety conglomerate, and with our offices in India and in UK, we today export pretty much all over the world. So just before we get into the specifics of the session today, which is on Ceasefire Mini and Launcher, I'd like to take a minute to explain you what we do as an organization. So what we do as an organization in Ceasefire is we bring to the marketplace a range which is a completely integrated, a cohesively integrated one, in the marketplace. So as a part of one ecosystem under one roof, we bring to the marketplace the most diverse product lines in the firefighting domain, starting from the fire extinguishers, a complete line of fire extinguishers, starting from the ABC powder water foam, the regular ones, to the specialized categories of water mist, clean agent, and special application extinguishers, such as the B-class extinguishers, metal fire extinguishers, wet chemical, the whole world of fire extinguishers, and then move on to the categories of cabinet protection systems, total flooding systems, including chemical gas-based systems to inert gas-based systems, and the very latest water mist based systems. And then you have a whole world of technologies meant for commercial kitchen application and the domestic kitchen application. So the world of suppression systems for kitchen is one segment we have. Now, I think a very important part of our introduction today is the fact that we are manufacturers ourselves of all of these technologies that we are talking about. I think that is what sets us, apart from everybody else. So we are not one of the players in the industry like many other who are sourcing inputs from and raw materials from different countries in the world and putting them all together, assembling and selling out there in the marketplace. Everything that we bring to the market is manufactured today at our state-of-the-art manufacturing facility here in India. And this production facility, viewers, today is by far the most advanced in the world that anybody can find in the fire fighting domain per se. Now in India, now in the UK market, we are a completely functional and an operational brand with massive investments in office spaces and warehouses and logistics points. Also a full-fledged demonstration facility is now up and functional in Birmingham. And that's a complete support module that we've put together in place to support our distribution network in UK. So coming back to the session today, today's session is on two of the very premium technologies that we have on offer. One is Ceasefire Mini, the other being Ceasefire Launcher, both technologies tested by BSI for performance and safety. So what we will do, viewers, now is we will take you to the Ceasefire Advanced Intelligence Center, where we will be joined by our technology expert, Pranav Diwan. who will be talking to you about these two technologies, and also will demonstrate to live, in action, where these technologies will take on real fires. So I will just switch to a video feed now and take you to the Ceasefire Advanced Intelligence Center, viewers.
Hello viewers, welcome to Ceasefire's Advanced Intelligence Center. Today we have two flagship technologies, as Vishal told you, from Ceasefire. Let's look at these two technologies today. One is the Ceasefire Mini and the other is the Ceasefire Launcher. Both these technologies have been developed by Ceasefire and they have been researched and they have been verified by BSI into their working. So let's look at these products a little more in detail before we look at the final demonstration of this product. So please stay with us till the end of the session. So the first product over here, we have the Ceasefire Mini. Now Ceasefire Mini comes in two categories. One is the Ceasefire Intuitive and the other one is the Ceasefire Adaptive. Both these products have been developed to suppress fire in small enclosures like MCB boxes, small relay boxes, and any other box you see as a fire hazard. They are so small that they can be installed within these boxes. Where can they be used? They can be used in educational institutions, high-rise buildings where people aren't trained to fight fire. They need something which is automated to work. Let's see a little more about this product. Let's look at the Intuitive. The Intuitive has a pressurized propellant within a cylinder and it has a small chamber. As soon as a fire is detected, the bulb on top of this chamber bursts and the piston moves out, pushing all the extinguishing content within this chamber, which comes out of these small holes. The next is the Adaptive. The Adaptive again has the same kind of arrangement as the Intuitive, but the only difference is that here you have a connection or an extension which allows you to connect the cylinder from outside of the enclosure. So if you do not have space within your enclosure, you can also use this product from outside. The capacity which they come in is 100 grams, 200 grams, 300 grams, 400 grams and 500 grams. Each category can handle 0.13 square cubic meter. So for very small enclosures from 0.13 square meters, you can go up to 0.65 square meters, cubic meter. So let's go ahead and look at the working of this system while I'll tell you what we've got verified from BSI. So as they prepare for the demonstration, let me tell you what we've got verified from BSI. BSI has checked the product's quality. It has checked which is the optimum place or location to place the product for extinguishment. It has checked that the whole area or the volume is protected by the set quantity or volume and it extinguishes fire everywhere. It has also defined where and how the product should be installed. So let's go ahead and look at the working of the system. I'll step back and let you enjoy the demonstration. So viewers, we have our extinguisher installed at the top of the enclosure. We have placed cups at various locations. For a successful demo, we should be able to extinguish all these cups which are being filled with heptane. And let's see how this demonstration goes. While we are putting in our fuel, let me tell you something more. All enclosures do have certain amount of opening. BSI has also verified the limits of opening that can be done for any kind of enclosures. Maybe cable entry points or any other points for cooling or say any other kind of protection which you need to put over there. So our cups are topped up and now we're going to light fire over here. So as the temperature gradually rises and it reaches the point of 57 degrees centigrade for which the bulb has been set, the system will actuate, the gas will come out, and by the process of heat elimination, it will put out the fire, and chemical interaction which will knock down the fire. The temperature gradually rising, and we should see actuation soon. So this is an intuitive model which we have placed within this cabinet. If there was no space, then we can also use an adaptive model which can be attached from outside the cabinet. We have ranges from 0 millimeter to 150 to 200 millimeters, and depending on the depth to which we have to attach our equipment, we can use the barrel sizes. So it works both ways, with space and without space. So we should have activation soon. So mini can be used in a lot of places for a single volume protection. As I told you, from anywhere between 0.13 cubic meter to a 0.65 cubic meter. And that's activation. So as you see, everything has been put out. And what we can do is we can relit the cups to see if there was any fuel left inside. So we relight the cups. So you see the extinguishment has been successfully completed. There was still fuel inside the cups and the fire was successfully put out. So now let's go ahead and look at our next product, the Ceasefire launcher. Viewers, now let's look at our next flagship product, innovation from Ceasefire again, the Ceasefire launcher. If you see, this is just like a conventional fire extinguisher. But if you watch closely, it is not only that. This extinguisher has two sensors, bulb-based sensors, on either side of its valve, with a sprinkler. These sprinklers are protected by rings, which I'll explain how they work and help during the working of these cylinders. Ceasefire launcher has been developed to work in three ways. One is your conventional firefighting equipment. Just pull your safety seal, hold the nozzle in your hand, aim at the base of the fire, and run your cylinder. The second operation is where if you are alone and you have a very large fire to fight, you can use a Ceasefire launcher and throw it into a fire. Due to its construction, it allows the cylinder to stay within the fire. It does not require any contained area to be there. There are other similar technologies which claim to do the same thing, but they are spherical in shape. So they really have a tendency to roll out. So you need an enclosure actually to hold them in place. But with ceasefire launcher, just slide them into open fires and you can extinguish your fires. The third thing is where the extinguisher is placed onto your wall, situated at 1.5 meter. All these 4, 6 and 9 kg capacity cylinders filled with MAP 90 are capable to automatically suppress your fire. With your sprinklers on either side, if the fire approaches the cylinder, the bulb will allow the sprinkler to get activated and the extinguishing agent is then spread out, which does not allow the fire to reach the wall or go from one room to another room, putting out the fire. The coverage area for 4 kg is about 9 square meter, for 6 kg is 12 square meter, and for your 9 kg it is 20 square meter. So this is the kind of coverage you can achieve. Now we have a setup over here where we can show you how this equipment works. So we have an enclosure. In this enclosure we have installed a 4 kg cylinder. At the bottom we are going to put in a fuel which we are going to light. As the fuel lights up and the temperature goes up to about 68 degrees centigrade, the bulb will rupture and the extinguishing agent will come out and it will extinguish the fire ahead of it. The bulbs which are available is 68 degrees, 57 degrees and 93 degrees. Depending on your ambient temperature, you can choose your bulb settings. Now, the usage of this equipment is very, very important where you have areas which you need to protect, which do not have any attendants. Okay, so if say there's an office space, say educational institutes or your dorms, educational dorms, where you require protection and these rooms are left unattended, you do not have specialized or knowledgeable people who can do firefighting, this kind of equipment can be very helpful and we need to save our future generation from fire. So let's look at this operation of this cylinder. So we'll pour in some fuel over here. We're putting heptane. We're going to light this. So we have a quick igniter, petrol to light a heptane. So let's see how this thing operates. Now we've got this equipment verified by BSI. So BSI has verified as coverage area, it has verified the quality, it has verified the height to which it can be fixed and the area it can protect. So very soon we are going to see the temperature rise, we are going to see the extinguishing agent come out and put out this fire. The content of this extinguisher, as I told you before, was MAP 90. Just look at it. It has spread on all sides. Everything in front of the extinguisher has been extinguished. So the 4 kg can cover a 9 square meter. Again 6 kg about 12 square meter, and your 6 kg 12 square meter and your 9 kg 20 square meter. That's a huge area of protection. So I hope you like this product and you'll be able to use it for your benefits. And now what we're going to do is, in our next part of this thing, we'll go to inside and we're going to take questions and answers on all these products. And over to you, Vishal.
Sorry. So thank you, Pranav. And viewers, I hope you've enjoyed the live demonstration of these two technologies, taking on real fires. So what we are doing now is we are opening up the session, for a question answer session. If you have any questions around these two technologies, we'll be very happy to get them answered. We have our technology expert, Pranav Devan, also Chris, from the UK team of Ceasefire, joining us in this part of the webinar. So any questions around these technologies, viewers, you can, ask, and we'll be very pleased to get them answered for you. So both of these technologies, viewers, are completely tested today by BSI. As I said, Ceasefire Mini is today one of the most versatile and certainly the smallest suppression module available on the planet. The agent that we use here is, a clean chemical gas, which is the HFC227EA. So without doubt, one has to worry nothing about the collateral damage. So it's absolutely safe for your sensitive equipment. So that part can be completely taken care of. Broadly, we have this in two models, as Pranav explained. One is the intuitive model, and then there is the adaptive model. Adaptive model is nothing else but an adaptation of the basic model, just to make sure that if the small enclosures are complicated, and if there is not even space for you to, put in that small module of Mini, then you place it inside, and then only the barrel goes inside. And across the globe, we've received some outstanding response against this particular technology, viewers, which is Mini. On the other side, Ceasefire Launcher, which is a MAP 90, an ABC powder-based system, is a very smart next step of every extinguisher that is available in the world. It's a right replacement for everything, which puts a passive product like a fire extinguisher into an active mode, and it comes with an inbuilt intelligence to sense fire and activate accordingly. So, viewers, if there are any questions that you may have around these technologies, we'll be very pleased to get them answered for you. Pranav, you've already spoken about the application areas of these two. If you want to delve a little more on the specific applications of Mini, and Launcher, I think it'll be a great opportunity for us to do that now, because while you were there in the Air Center trying to do the live demonstration, there were other things that we were more focused upon. But right now, I think you can take a minute to talk a little about the application of these two technologies, in various environments, Pranav.
Sure, Vishal. Thank you. I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Viewers, as you have seen, these two technologies can be very useful. If we were to look at Mini, it's specifically be designed with the choice of extinguishment agent, which is a clean agent, where we're looking at very intricate portions where the gas can reach and it can put out fire. It has a very high potential of removing heat, the agent being HFC227EA. Besides this thing, if we were to look at, most of these areas where Mini can be used or Mini is utilized, these areas require that you get back to work very quickly. So a clean agent, choice of clean agent has been essentialized by this requirement. And plus we're looking at, a very specific area of usage where we are looking at student dorms, maybe small A&B outlets or similar outlets like these or establishment like these, where you do not have professionals available at all time, but we are also looking at a quick get back to work and the least amount of intrusion into our stay over there. And of course, the safety of all our loved ones. On the other hand, if we were to look at our launcher, we chose a border for this agent. Now, this is MAP 90. It is the highest potential firefighting or extinguishing agent which can be available. And again, I would like to point out that the usage of, the self-pilot, which we call it, when you feel that you have a very big fire and where you're usually looking around for support, a launcher can be your best support, because you can put these extinguishers, throw them into fire, and they can suppress the fire to manageable levels, where you can use your normal fire extinguisher and put out your fire. Even if you're alone, the equipment is there for you. Besides this, if everybody would have noticed that, the structure of this extinguisher in itself allows it to, if it is even thrown into open flames, no containment, no borders, it stays over there. It is not like a spherical ball or something which can roll out and it wouldn't stay into that area. But this is quite a lot advantage which we were looking at while designing this system. Plus, I had shown you some rings on the extinguisher. Now, these rings actually protect the sprinklers in this process where we are, throwing the extinguisher into the fire, letting the fire get suppressed. So the rings actually protect the sprinklers at that moment, that they do not get damaged and you have a very nice spray. So Vishal, I think that's all I have to say and add on. So
Sure. Pranav. I think I'd also like to get in Chris at this point of time. Chris, we all understand, that in the UK market, the fire safety industry per se is quite evolved, with the kind of choices that are available for the end users out there in the market. But what do you think technologies like these, which have no precedence in the marketplace whatsoever, what kind of gap do you see these filling up in the market, Chris? So if you can throw some light on that aspect, I think it'll be very useful for our viewers, Chris.
Hi, Vishal, thank you for that. As for gap filling in the current UK marketplace, I can see these being very useful in establishments and businesses where perhaps they have had to cut back on the amount of workforce in the buildings to support their business, with less personnel that are potentially in around an operating area. The chances of a fire being detected visually could be enhanced with the addition of these particular products. The minis, especially due to the size and the cost of them, they're a very effective tool for automated processes and high risk small location areas as well.
Sure. We have the first question from our viewers, and Darren wants to know, what is the main benefit of Mini and the launcher against a standard fire extinguisher? Does it give a 24/7 protection? Does it work all time? So any of you would want to take up this question? Chris, why don't you just go ahead?
I will answer that.
Okay.
See, most of the times we have had solutions for small electrical boxes or electrical connection points. These are the main areas of loading, unloading, and plus these are the hotspots from where fires do start. And I think all viewers will appreciate and would understand this thing if they have ever seen electrical based fire. So for protection of such a small area or such a small volume, we do have solutions like tube-based suppression, gas-based suppression systems, which are very suitable to larger volume or multiple volume protection. But if you're looking at a singular volume ranging between 0.13 cubic meter to 0.65 cubic meter, there was quite a gap, over here to have a very feasible solution, and a solution which could be just retrofitted and which could be easily replaced at any time. The user could easily monitor it. So this is where our Ceasefire Mini came into play, and our whole design conceptualization started from this kind of a requirement. So if we were to look at Mini, it's a very useful extinguishment agent. And mostly, if you're looking at electrical fires, Vishal, I'm sure everybody will agree, everybody is reluctant to go very close to these kind of fires. So if you have something which is, automated, which can look after your panels at all times, then it is quite useful. And it can be used anywhere between small to big homes, or to any institutions, or to any dorms. There are quite a lot of areas which can be covered. So we're looking at singular volumes. So this is the best solution I would perceive. Other kind of solutions which are in this category are not that small. This is quite miniature. That's why we called it the Mini, and very powerful too. And if you were to go into launcher, of course, we have the 4, 6, and 9 kg, and it has quite a capacity to take on very huge fires. And it can operate not only as a conventional fire extinguisher, as I said, it can also work as a suppression within a room. It will protect fire from traveling from one enclosure to another enclosure. On the other hand, it can also be used as autopilot. You can throw this into a fire, suppress the fire, and have a large fire in controllable levels. So I hope I have answered Chris's question.
Yes, Darren's question. Yes, I
Darren's
quite
question,
agree.
sorry.
Yeah, I quite agree, Pranav, because what makes both of these technologies truly outstanding is the fact that both of them are completely independent in themselves. So they are not dependable on, you know, a power supply, or, you know, these are mechanical systems which are always ready and always ready to take on fire. You know, I think it is the simplicity of the design that makes them truly outstanding. And that's probably the reason why we're getting such an outstanding response against both of these technologies, you know, completely independent in themselves, dependent on nothing, you know, and going back to the original idea of suppression, where we're saying, let's plug the points which are most vulnerable to catching fire. So if you've plugged the gap, you know, and protected an electrical cabinet or places which are most vulnerable to catching fire, these are always most certainly, you know, small enclosures. So if you've protected them, you've taken care of the large premises also, I think. So I don't think we have any more questions coming in. I think the demonstration has been a very self-explanatory one. With this, I think we'll close the session today. Thank you everyone for taking our time and joining us in this webinar on Ceasefire Mini and Launcher. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Pranav, for joining us in this session today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you.
Thank you.